Blast's recent grand final saw Na'Vi clinch a shocking 2-0 victory over Astralis, winning on Nuke and Inferno, the two mainstay maps throughout all of the Danes' successes. Now, during this match, Na'Vi won a crazy number of force buys and ecos, and on this eco round around Perfecto's saved M4, Boomich opens the door for Perfecto to face. He's going to drop Bubsky, and Boomich recovers that AK before moving down onto the lower bomb site after hearing all this noise from Astralis, all these nades, and Astralis, they'll be committing down in towards Secret. So back with Perfecto and winding forwards. He's going to get boosted back onto the rafters by Electronic and move his way in towards Heaven. But what Perfecto doesn't know is that Dupree's lurks himself all the way out in his outer area, and Perfecto has no idea that Dupree might be here to greet him, and Perfecto, he's going to get fragged up this ladder. Now, jumping back down and onto the lower bomb site, this is really where Astralis wants to be ending this round, and Boomich, he just spotted those Astralis players, and they just spotted him in return. So what he's going to do, he's going to fake falling back by opening and closing these doors, and shifting back to angle, plays the hedge angle, and domes Glaive, before falling back and staying alive with the new man advantage for Na'Vi. So with this information that Astralis have numbers down Secret, Electronic, he goes for the flank. It doesn't quite work out, but a good idea regardless. And with Simple up in Heaven, he's just recovered this M4. At this point, he's very conscious that Dupree could still be around him, but he's got the information that there were players in Secret, and Flame is hearing all this noise towards Mini. And Simple, he faces it into getting this first kill. He's still conscious that Dupree could be around, but when Flamey takes contact, Simple swings out again and gets his second for the round, leaving Dupree in a 1 versus 4 and securing the round for Na'Vi. So throughout the round, Na'Vi were taking small but educated risks, looking for duels, reacting quickly with the flanks, and constantly repositioning to hit Astralis from endless different directions. Now, of course, on the ecos and the force buys, you need to hit some great shots, but team play is still important. And jumping forward a few rounds later in this first map of the series on Nuke, Na'Vi's economy was broken by Astralis, and they've decided to force up as their loss bonus was at rock bottom. So Astralis, they're going to go for a really aggressive take of outer control here, with loads of nades towards Hell, as well as a molly here towards the back of Blue that's going to force Electronic round. And what they want to do is get Dupree off of this roof and around the corner, and taking all this control towards this outer position. So Electronic, he's forced to reposition by this molly, as we said. And what's going to happen is as Dupree comes off the roof, Boomich is going to spot Dupree, and as Boomich takes contact, this is the cue, this is the communication for Electronic to swing out and finish off that kill. Now, after getting this kill, Simple, he was playing below Heaven. He's going to swing out to help his teammates. He posts on the left side of this red crate and catches Magis as he swings out to try and trade Electronic. So great team play and 2 fast frags coming out from Na'Vi. So winding forward, Simple actually dropped the bomb there to the left side of that red crate. But fortunately, from the Astralis perspective, they do have 2 smokes, and they can put those smokes down to recover the bomb and cross back into Secrets and onto this lower bomb site. So Na'Vi, they've decided we're going to retake all through ramp, all as 5 players, and as they make their way in, Device, he's playing on the right-hand side of Electronic. He's here for the trade, and we also have Glaive pushing up. They're trying to force fights being man down, but it doesn't work out, and the trades come in. Now, as Perfecto falls, they know exactly where Bubsky is. So Simple, he's going to tap the plant, play close to the doors, waiting for those to open. And after some door shenanigans, he pushes in, gets the final frag on to Bubsky. Now with Na'Vi, it's the speed of their reactions which stands out, combined with small pieces of team play and communication to consistently force good fights and put Astralis under constant pressure. So if you just play passive and standard on the eco rounds, the odds are firmly against you. And Na'Vi understand the need to take small risks and play some unusual angles into trying to make the rounds as scrappy as possible. So on this one, Na'Vi, they're on a fairly heavy eco with just really some deagles in play. And Astralis, they'll be coming for some outer control, pretty much the same as we saw in the last round. Loads of nades and them trying to wrap onto this outer area. Now Simple, with this molly, he's kind of forced to reposition. He decides, I'm going to play in this corner in the side of the garage. And he knows at this point that Astralis are definitely with numbers towards outer. So what's going to happen is Simple's going to communicate back to his teammate and Boomich and Electronic down here. They're going to reposition in towards the secret position and try and take some duels versus these Astralis players. Now back with Simple, at this point Astralis have no idea that Simple is in behind them. There's so many of these sort of spots on Nuke. It's a bit of a problem for me. I think they should remove some of them, but that's aside from the point. Simple, he's behind them, he spots these two players, and the first kill is great. The second one's a bit dicey, but Simple, he gets it done. Now after these kills, this is the cue for his teammate in Electronic and Boomich to push up and explode out of the secret area and look for some more fights. But Device, he is actually waiting for them up here at the top. Device, he gets a good flick, he can hear them running, and they only trade 1 or 2 in the end, but they get one more kill and they whittle down these Astralis numbers. So back with Flamey in towards Hell, he's going to be moving up in towards Heaven. And Simple, whilst getting those frags, he actually dropped the bomb, and the time at this point is actually starting to go pretty low for Astralis. They need to speed up and recover this bomb and get on with it. And even though Simple gets traded out to Na'Vi, they're still in a decent position. Flamey, he looks for one fight, but on his low health, he doesn't want to stay out there and keep taking duels. So at this point, Astralis didn't have so many options. Time is running so low that they really have to come in through Mini and either plant A or go down the vent. So Flamey, he repositions into holding Mini, and Magus, he comes out, he's trying to check Squeaky, and Flamey gets the frag. And Glaive, he's actually going to commit down the vents here and try and get that plant on the B bomb side. But Flamey, he knows the time is low and he thinks that Glaive can't get it. He runs off to stay alive, but Glaive, he can get the plant, and that bomb goes down on the B site. So with Perfecto, I'm sure you guys all know what happens next, but this frag as he comes out the doorway jumping is just disgusting, and I won't lie, it does tilt me a bit that Perfecto gets this kill. So after Na'Vi got the info that Astralis were with numbers towards outer, Simple, Boomich and Electronic adjusted into playing close angles and trying to get in and amongst those Danish players and cause complete chaos. Clearly on this occasion, it worked out perfectly. Now in this grand final versus Astralis, Na'Vi's pistol prowess wasn't limited to the ecos and the 4 spies, as the CIS squad played some phenomenal CS on the pistol rounds themselves, winning all 4 of the pistol rounds played. Now checking out this opening pistol of the series, we have Flamey, who nades off the door and throws this smoke next to the vent, faking a potential vent dive and applying some pressure out of Squeaky. Meanwhile, we have Simple up here on the roof. He throws this molly for the back of the site and chains a pair of flashes to catch Heaven and the rafters. So jumping back and with Boomich, what Na'Vi are really doing is throwing loads of misdirection at Astralis and making plenty of noise to allow Electronic and Boomich to come over the silo, jump onto Mini and come into this A bomb site, and Boomich plays his role perfectly, catching these 2 Astralis players totally unawares. And just like that, Na'Vi run a fantastic pistol round strategy and got their grand final campaign off to the perfect start. Now in my time watching thousands of CS games, I've seen some crazy pistol rounds, but in grand finals of huge events, this one is the maddest. To kick off this second map of the series in Inferno, the call from Na'Vi is to go with 4 players towards A and quad peek mid into nothing less than 4 Astralis players trying to make their own way up of mid. And with the USPs and his ranged advantage, all the frags go the way of Na'Vi, and Simple picks up 3 for himself. Now, I'm not sure if there's a world record for the world's fastest pistol round, but this was a valiant attempt from Na'Vi, and whether or not this was an incredible strategy, I respect the balls on the CIS team for making such a bold call and showing Astralis 0 respect. Getting back to the eco rounds, Na'Vi only have some upgraded pistols and armor on this A bomb site, and Na'Vi are looking to play up close and personal to the strength of these pistols, but as the round plays out, they'll be adapting their approach. So Astralis, they're coming for some control here towards brackets, and Simple and Bit, they'll be fighting them here, playing close mid. Bit goes down quickly, and Simple, in the end, does do fairly well to actually get 1 kill out of this pretty dire situation. So over with Electronic, he's playing in this cubby, pushed up here and out, and he's looking in the wall so that his gun does not protrude out. And as Zipnix makes his way up, he doesn't quite clear the corner. Electronic gets a frag from behind in the end. So, Astralis, they'll be planting on this A bomb site, and Na'Vi, they'll find themselves in a 3-on-2 situation. And Perfecto, he can hear Dupree running around. He knows Dupree is in this area, so he slows it down. He knows that Astralis might want to get aggressive in their man disadvantage, and he does timing Dupree pretty hard here as Perfecto moves in. Now back with Electronic, Na'Vi, they know it's only Madge remaining. They know he's just planted the bomb. From this flash from Electronic, as 3 players, they're going to swing out, and Madge stood no chance in this situation. And again, Na'Vi are playing to the advantages of these pistols, forcing the close fights towards mid and apps. When they get into good positions, like when going up 3 versus 2 on this one, they tighten up, communicate well, play methodically, and pull off a clean retake. In CS, something a lot of people underestimate is how much damage you can do to your opponents just by applying constant pressure into exploiting the inevitable mistakes they'll be making. So later on in this half on Inferno, and with their economy in the bin, Na'Vi have decided to force up on rifles with simple and bits and pistols on the others. So on this one, Electronic and Bit, they'll be playing up close on short. We've got Electronic here, he's playing close to Boiler on his CZ. And we've got Bit, he's been boosted up on the porch. Always a good off angles to be playing if you're saving over a weapon. Now back with Electronic, he's seen nobody in brackets for ages. He decides, I'm going to push into Boiler, I'm going to get some information for my team, and seeing nobody, he continues pushing and catches Device completely unawares before being traded out here by Zipnix. Now with Boomich, what's going on is now they've got some information now. They know the bomb was towards A and some players, so they're really leaning with numbers towards the A bomb side. But really, Na'Vi, they'll be hitting B, and Boomich here, he gets caught pretty badly out of position. He's very lucky not to die. And now, on a flash from Perfecto, Boomich, he's going to re-peek out and just about in the end get this frag on to Magis. Now what Glaive is doing here, I'm not totally sure. It's a bit confusing, but Boomich, he does get another dink in this situation. So over Bits, he's in towards Boiler, and Simple, he was trying to get this flank off, knowing the bomb was towards B. He's just died, but he's telling Bit there's definitely a player in Dupree towards Mexico, and now Bit's going to swing out for that trade and make it a 3-on-2, but Boomich, he's not long for this world, and it's going to be a 2-on-2 situation with Bit and Perfecto remaining. So they know that Glaive is low, they know that time is running down, they get super aggressive, both just swinging out, and 2 fast frags come in for the Na'Vi players. So throughout these rounds, once Na'Vi smells blood, they will not be taking their foot off the accelerator, and if you let your guard down for even an instant, like Astralis did here, the CIS squad will eat you alive. So at this point, I doubt you need any more convincing that Na'Vi are very adept on the pistols, and in this series, without a doubt, these pistol eco and force round wins played a huge role in their finals victory over Astralis. And on Nuke especially, Astralis will be kicking themselves for not at minimum taking that map to overtime. Will Na'Vi continue to win tournaments? Is their finals performance at Blast repeatable? These are great questions, and with the CIS powerhouse back in full force, if you're matching up versus Na'Vi, there's no such thing as a free round. Face them on the pistols at your peril.